And welcome to our series of short videos about the new normal. I'm Mary Abazia with Impact Planning Group, and with me is Tom Spitali and Sean Wellham.
Hey.
So throughout this pandemic, we have been conducting virtual planning sessions along with our clients, and we're trying to figure out ways to leverage new opportunities and address the threats. And we've been using our toolkit and, of course, Zoom breakouts. Tom's going to share with you some findings that we had regarding changing stakeholders.
Yes, let me share my screen with you and show you our virtual planning toolkit that Mary mentioned we've been using with clients during the pandemic. Interesting thing about influencer maps across many industries that we work with is that the pandemic is accelerating a trend that we had seen before the pandemic, and that is the power play between economic and technical buyers. And most of our B2B clients, that technical buyer has been sort of the main stakeholder for a long time. But we've been noticing over the last couple of years that that economic buyer has actually been gaining power, and the technical buyer has been losing a little bit of power. And that requires some different strategies and some different language in your sales and marketing processes. But with the pandemic, we see that economic buyer is actually growing even more as these companies struggle financially to figure out how to survive and thrive post-pandemic.
So this isn't going to be good news for the margins, Tom. That's my takeaway.
Yeah, it would appear so. But one of the reasons we wanted to share this scenario with you is we're seeing some counterintuitive things, especially when we move into the benefits sought and segmentation portion of our virtual toolkit here. We're generalizing across a number of industries here, but here's some typical segments that we see: operationally focused companies that are more bottom line and efficiency minded, customer intimates that are really focused on customers, and the innovators that are just trying to do something new in the world. This operationally focused segment is growing. We'll see that in a minute. But another interesting thing that we're finding is that even though, yes, number one on the minds of these companies that are operationally focused and using the economic buyer to sort of lead that message in sales situations, there's a very close number two benefit sought about operating more efficiently. What's happening, we're seeing again across industries, is that a lot of companies think that there's going to be a relapse of the pandemic as the weather cools down. And so what they're using this time to do as they're just opening up is to really make hay while the sun shines, as the farmers say. They're trying to get as much done as possible over the next couple of months. And that is actually creating some opportunities, even though, as we said, that segment is really growing in number and really gathering some strength from some of these other segments as well. So let's take a look at the whole product, what we call the whole product value proposition tool, to see what you might be able to do about this situation. You see this whole product diagram that describes the totality of your value proposition. Well, some of those operationally efficient, money-focused companies are really going to be in the dire financial straits where they say, look, we really need your best price. And for those people, you may be able to just strip out all of the value from your offer and just provide your basic product at the lowest possible price. However, as we said, we're seeing a lot of companies that also are really focused on trying to operate more efficiently and get a lot of work done in the coming months. And so what you may be able to do is add on to your value proposition some things like an augmented product or packaging that helps them to kind of operate more quickly in this frenetic environment, or add on services that help get your product to them or pick up, product that's used from them, or other ways that you can do things to help them to again, operate very efficiently, or maybe even information and training on best practices on how they can operate more efficiently. And in totality, what you may be able to do, if you're adding on these services, you may be able to charge a little bit more than with your basic product.
I guess, Tom, I really like this because it sort of reminds that price is just one element. It's what they have to give for what they are going to get. And it's balancing that equation, isn't it? And maybe you can scale some products down and deliver less value and stick to the core, and maybe you can scale up. But the key with these price buyers is really that balance between what am I giving and what am I getting? And it's not always about just the price, is it?
It isn't, and the key is to ask, especially in this segment, what is going on and how they view the next coming months, to look for clues for where you might be able to do some of these add-ons to help them operate more efficiently in a crazy time.
Yeah, yeah. So if you're seeing changes in your market with stakeholders, especially that economic buyer, as Tom and Sean have been talking about, hopefully you have some new ideas about how to prioritize them and what you might offer them. When you are ready to start planning, we are conducting global virtual planning sessions using our tools and videos that you see here. And you can have access to these as well. There's a link that you'll see in our message. And we hope that, that your planning goes well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.